Good day, everyone. Welcome to another amazing episode of our podcast. It's nice to have you guys once again here. I welcome you all to the show. I'm your host for today, Olawale.
Yeah, it's nice to be here. Uh, I'm happy to get into the conversation. So yeah, let's just get straight into it.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good night from everywhere you're watching us from. It's your boy Sayless, aka the Eighth Watcher. You're welcome to another episode.
Greetings, house. You are all welcome in the name of Messi. Nice to be here once again.
Hello guys, this is our first time having so let's just enjoy the podcast. I'm here by Cup. And they represent the whole of the best team in England, obviously. So let's get it started.
Guys, VR on X. So this is my first time of joining this amazing episode. So I'm here to hear what my fellow great guys have to say.
Yeah, you're all welcome. We have two amazing guests among us today. You are welcome to the show. Let's get the show started. From
Okay,
yesterday's
let's
drama,
dive into the
from yesterday's
show. So,
drama to to day
round
before
16.
yesterday's to day before yesterday's pathetic exit of Cristiano Ronaldo and Portugal. Cobb, I would like to start with you. I have a question. Would this Portuguese team would they have done better without Ronaldo? Cobb, I'm starting with you.
Now, I don't want to insult Ronaldo. In every battle, in every war, there's always a leader. And obviously, it was Ronaldo that was the leader. I've never seen any movie that Hector, the first die, Hector when they die. So Ronaldo was obviously their motivation. They needed him even in the sideline, but what I want to understand, I want to also believe is that they would have played a lot more better if he agreed to allow a faster spirit to play that position. But I don't also want to clear people's doubt by saying that there would be a better Ronaldo if their teammates played better, even more better than what they've been doing recently, because that midfield was rubbish. That midfield was trash. And Ronaldo being he's not a playmaker, obviously. He's a goal scorer, he's a striker. Gone are those days when his job was to play make, dribble, and also score, but he's old. He's 41 plus. So the best that we saw of him was what he gave to the team. So I don't want to say Portugal would have done better without Ronaldo in this war. It happened. But narrowly, if I want to be narrow-minded, yes. If he started from the bench in some of those games, like um, bigger games that could not obviously wanted a better and a faster sprinter. So that's it for me, personally. Make VR no kill me for you. Personally. So that's it.
Okay, talking of VAR, I take it all from there. Do you agree with it?
I don't agree with him. No. I will agree with him. That midfield aspect, no, that part mentioned midfield because Portugal found it difficult to operate the game because their midfield more like they are confused. They don't know how to work with each other, and Bruno Fernandes he didn't show the Bruno we know in Manchester United. The Bruno that create chance, that there's a threat when it comes to creating chances. He was just like a ghost, or maybe the coach tactics was the problem there. But what I think is Ronaldo is not the problem. And Cop mentioned Portugal needed a more fast attacker. No, we all know that when it comes to pace, when it comes to speed, Cristiano Ronaldo is more faster than Gonzalo Ramos. He's Portugal most fast player after Rafael. Understand? So
Even
just
at
like
even
his
at 40, even at 40, VAR.
no, like forget about the age, you have to point out the parts that he showed his pace, just like Portugal versus what's the name of that country, the match that they scored 5-1. You can see that Ronaldo second goal.
Uzbekistan.
Yeah, you can see Ronaldo's second goal that Bruno Fernandes passed the ball to him. He ran from the midfield from Portugal own half, and he showed why he's one of the best. With his thinking, he saw that the Man City defender, and he knew that if he went through that area, that guy would have used physical, and his experience, and we all know that that guy is a top defender. He chose the right guy as his weak point, and he knew that when it comes to pace, he's going to beat that guy, and he used his pace to beat that guy. We all know that Gonzalo Ramos cannot outrun that guy. Understand? Let's give Bruno the credit that he made that pass perfectly, but let's still give Ronaldo the credit that at 41, he ran from the midfield and outpaced that guy. So you cannot say Ronaldo is a problem. Portugal failed to create chances for him. We saw the only match that they created chance for him, and he scored 2 goals. After that match, they disappeared again. I think that's all I have to say.
Say less. Do you agree?
Foka, what's your own take about the match?
Oh yeah, I think personally, individually and collectively, the entire team was quite underwhelming, right? Including the coach as well. There were times where there were questions as to why Ronaldo was on the pitch till the 90th minute. Um, I believe that if in some circumstances, if his number came up, right, I think he would humbly walk out of the pitch and allow someone else with a little bit more energy, you know, or strength, help the team positively. But I don't think again now is the time to apportion blame, right? I think the most important thing really is for the team to learn from it because the world at large is mourning at the moment, due to the exit of an icon from a very much more, very, very important tournament, right? So, yeah, it's you can't deny Ronaldo's, impact in the tournament. So his exit really is painful. But I think everybody just has to move on at this point. And while we the Ronaldo fans, continue sit somewhere idly and lick our wounds, so yeah.
Yeah, Mula, do you agree with what Foka said?
Okay, I will try my best not to take too much time, But then again, when you say the question that comes up when people talk about Ronaldo being the problem of Portugal or not, it's for me, it's two-sided. Okay, he's a problem to an extent, yes, because of his pace. We know what Ronaldo could have done when he was a younger version. And someone who is at 41, you can clearly see he has lost lots of pace. So, pace wise, he's a problem to the team. Okay. But then again, there's something we all know for teams having their talisman. No matter how we try to spin it, no matter how we try to deny it, Ronaldo still remains the talisman of the Portuguese team. Okay, so it's understandable if they still try to make excuses for him and still play him in the team. These are people that you can hardly take away from the team, irrespective of their age or irrespective of them not being fully fit. Because at that point, they're not just being in the team for being sake. People, his fellow teammates, they look up to him. Okay, so it's more of like an extra motivation to the team. So when you say is it a problem or not, for me, I feel it depends on where you're looking where you're looking from, the angle we're trying to pick it up from. So, but outside that, my issue with this Portuguese team is the whole system, which brings me down to the coach tactics. I don't know what the issue is. I am not in the backroom staff, so I can't say. But then again, Portugal played their best against Uzbekistan. And for crying out loud, Uzbekistan cannot be a country you play and win and you pat yourself on the back and say we played well. No. It's not even the Super Falcons will play with Uzbekistan and will play well. No disrespect to Uzbekistan, you understand? So using Uzbekistan as a yardstick to say yes, Ronaldo did well or he scored this type of goal or he ran from here to here or whatever. I don't buy that analysis, because Uzbekistan will always be Uzbekistan. no matter how you try to spin it off. So when you watch Ronaldo against tougher opponents, he barely does anything. He barely does anything. He's a goal scorer. Like I said in our previous episodes, Ronaldo's football is heavily dependent on the service he gets. So if the midfield is performing poorly, Ronaldo will perform poorly. You understand? So it's a different scenario where you have someone like Messi who is still a chance creator, who is still the creative mind in the whole Argentine team. So it will be difficult to say, let's take Messi out of that team. But it will be easier to say, okay, let's take Ronaldo out of the Portuguese team. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to go at. So that's where it is for me. Is it a problem depending on where you're looking at it from? But I don't think it's a problem. I think it's mostly a system thing for the team.
Okay, thank you for your take. Let me just have one or two to what you guys have been saying. I listened to Cobb, VR, Foka, and Mula. So, everybody knows that I'm not a Ronaldo fan. I'm actually a Messi fan. I don't want to be biased with my analysis with what I watch. I was see, assuming Colombia crushed Switzerland yesterday, I would have come on to this place and bash Ronaldo, like bash him entirely. But what I watched yesterday made me realize that I've been right about the Portuguese coach. I've been saying it that Martinez is not a good coach. Because tell me how Switzerland, that the same Portugal, crushed 4-0 or 5-0 in the last World Cup, managed to go toe to toe with Colombia. They matched their energy, they matched their pace. Whatever Colombia is trying to do yesterday, Switzerland actually matched them. But tell me, like, Portugal is the better side. Portugal have more quality players than Colombia. I mean, than Switzerland, they say. Portugal have more quality players. It clearly shows that Martinez lack, like, he's not a, to me, he's not that coach I feel like Portugal should have employed earlier. Maybe because of the Nations League he won with them, they think, this man can take them there. Bro, Portugal have a better midfield than Switzerland, have a better defender than Switzerland, have the better goalkeeper, have the better wing backs. They have the better wing, like left wing and right wing attacking players, and they still have Ronaldo. But the thing they lack, I feel like they don't have these balls, they don't have courage, they don't like putting sweat into the, like, playing dirty. Portugal don't play dirty, and it really affect them. If Portugal were the team playing with Switzerland yesterday, I can bet with my life Portugal is going to crush that Switzerland, because we know how Portugal treat those European teams. The Portugal we saw against Spain is different from the Portugal we saw against Colombia. I think they were scared to play that Colombia. The likes of Vitinha, Bruno Fernandes, the Neves, they ghosted. Who was in that Colombia midfield? Lemar and James were controlling the midfield. That we have one of the best trio in Europe currently, in the world. Bruno Fernandes, Vitinha, and Neves. Those guys are actually good playing for their club. But when it comes to Portugal, those guys they play like some. I don't know how to do. I don't know how to describe them. Number one, they don't play to the strength of Cristiano Ronaldo. Regardless, I'm not his fan. But if you have someone like Cristiano Ronaldo, you play to his strength. Yes, I know sometimes he don't need to play 90 minutes. Like, for real, coming in or starting the game, one or the two. But the main, see, if I want to criticize anybody, I will criticize the coach first before I will criticize those players, the other player, because we don't expect Ronaldo to do the playmaking for them. He's just a striker. He's waiting for them to serve him, to give him the good service he needs. But if he's not getting the service, are we going to blame him? Tell me, if they can't play with Ronaldo, like if they can't feed Ronaldo the kind of ball, like the kind of service he needs, tell me how they are going to do it with Gonzalo Ramos. And the reason why I will blame that coach, look what they did against Croatia. He started Neto and Rafael Leao. For Rafael Leao to play 90 minutes in that match, we saw what Rafael Leao did. He was the one leading the attack, spamming balls into the net. But all of a sudden, you want to play Spain, you have to change your formation. You use Joao Felix. You started Joao Felix. You benched Rafael Leao. Oh, yeah. I'm still coming to blame Ronaldo, but not now. But for now, my main, like, if I want to blame anyone, majority I'll put everything on Martinez. Is the one I will blame for everything. So let's just forget about Portugal and Spain for now. So let's talk about Brazil and Norway. Like
Hmm.
Brazil and Norway. Foka, what's your take about Brazil and Norway?
Yeah, I think I'm with the general or entire populace on this one. I believe going into that match was that yes, it was going to be tough, but I felt that Brazil, with the likes of Neymar, Vinicius, Martinelli, Bruno, Hendrick, they just had enough quality to go toe to toe, against Norway. And I initially, led with the assumption that they were going to win, right? But honestly, it was quite disgraceful and unfortunate that they could not beat the Norwegian national team. But then again, you have to give kudos where it's due. Shout out to Aland, boy, what a striker he is, on the biggest stages is, he has done this in the Premier League and now in the World Cup is, taking his team to greater heights. So I guess we'll just see how far it takes them. Who knows? Maybe we'll be able to lead them into the final. Who knows? Who knows?
Cup, your take on
Hmm?
Brazil, Norway.
You mean Brazil Vikings? Eh, anyways, if I want to speak like all these people that go for conferences, and they want to be very, very biased, I would say that I was actually anticipating to teams like Norway, Sweden, which other team just came to this World Cup? Like they've not been there for so many years. I was just seeing teams like those teams I just mentioned to be very strong, despite the fact that Norway has one of the best strikers right now in the World Cup, one of the best, which is Haaland. We have Dembele too. We have Mbappe. But before going to that match, I was expecting that heartbreak because because the Brazil that we know, just like I said on Space that day, the Brazil that we know is a team that are playing to the name. Neymar was here, Ronaldo was here, we have Vinicius, all those things, and the hype was just too much. Clinical players were zero-minded, and if you notice very well, top players like Casemiro, they did well before that match, but Norway just had to control the game. I think that is what's going to win this World Cup. Control. It's not about big names, because if big name wants to go to the final, we will get another heartbreaking final. Just like we got last time with Argentina and France. Those were two big teams. So I just feel Norway, they were determined. It's just like what we see every day. You'll be very surprised getting to see that the ones that people expected nothing from always do better. So Norway to me, mm, not because I love Alan though. Trust me, I love the kid, but they had a better game plan. Let me say game plan. I'm not the coach to know, but Brazil, they were already having their flaws before that match. Brazil, we already seen how they were falling and rising. There were some of those games that they were playing with a very bad midfield. The attack was so bad. The likes of Ryan, yeah, Martinelli, sorry to mention. So I just feel Norway believed in themselves that they will get to the next round by playing so much better than Brazil. And I want to also say this about Norway. Maybe they are playing England next. It's making me to remember what happened in the movie Vikings. That Ragnar actually did not win England. I know it did not, but there was this masterclass towards the war between England, that the Ragnar guy overclaimed a lot of lands in England. Not just winning the war, he claimed those lands. He got the deal done and stuff. So Norway has better players than England if you don't want to talk about big names. Because English team, they are good. Trust me. English players are one of the best right now. In fact, England was done the win World Cup back to back many years ago, but this Norway, what they did to Brazil, it is unforgivable because they played their first minute to the last minute with determination. So I feel I want to see Norway in the final. I want to see Norway in the finals because if we see Norway in the finals, trust me, I don't think anybody will see that come. That's for me. But for Brazil, Brazil should go back and prepare for preseason. We need them in England, plenty of them. Yes, that's what I have to say for Brazil and Norway.
Yeah, thank you. VR,
Uh,
you're active, right? So
okay.
let's get your take
Based on
for
what
Brazil and
the
Norway.
facilitator said, he mentioned about Brazil not having enough quality. No, Brazil have enough quality, and if we are to match them based on their their season performance, their standard, and their experience, most Brazil players in that squad have been to the World Cup. Most of them play in 2022 World Cup, like Vini, all of them. Most of them, Casemiro. Even if Brazil brought in so many old men, but the experience is there. Go to the bench. Uh, you had so many qualities to pick out. But the problem there is not the players, is the coach. The coach don't have enough tactics. He didn't structure his team well, and based on how Brazil played, they played on should I say they depend on their abilities, understand? And the only thing I think the coach to bring in is motivation and his appearance there. Even when they're playing bad, when you watch other coaches and based on how football is being run, when the team is playing against the tactics, the instruction I've given them, or when they're losing, you can hear the coach, by the sideline shouting at them, giving them, or trying to remind them their their uh, their position, what they're meant to do, tactics that they're meant to implement. But he was just there chewing chewing gum, just to show that he's just there for the appearance. Understand? Just to affirm. Brazil, so many times, they were just playing based on Vini. They just depend on Vini. And Norway, looking at Norway, the only star players there is Solot, Haaland, and Martin Odegaard. No other player there can be compared to Brazil. Squad. Even this Enric that missed the goal and so many things. Remove Haaland, Solot, and Odegaard. Enric, have more name and have played in some, top matches than most of them there. So Norway was more like a team. They came with a coach that have an idea, that gave them tactics and instructed them what to do. That's why they had more edge against Brazil. So I was even surprised that Brazil made it that far. That's all I have to say.
Okay. And Mula, your take on that Brazil match.
The Brazil Norway match. It's simply a match that involved one, a team that tried their best, and secondly versus a team that were more clinical. Brazil Brazil controlled the majority of the game, had more chances in the game, and missed a penalty also in the game. After missing the penalty, they were still on the front foot, but Norway just had their chances and took them. And that's just the summary of that match. It's bad for you to play so well and still lose, but then again, it's of great credit for you to not play so well but utilize your chances very well. So big ups to Norway, and I'm sorry for Brazil, sorry for Neymar, but then again, the world does not revolve around Brazil or Neymar. Football has to continue.
So, Mr. Dami, what do you have to say
Yeah,
about
well,
Brazil match?
well, for me, that game, I don't really think coaching was the issue that day. I don't really think coaching was the issue because, unlike what VAR said, countryside football is not what you overcoach. You just have to play to the strength of the individual or your best player in the team. You just have to play to their strength. And trying to overcoach them in that short period of time where they have to train and all that is going to cause a huge problem. You can see it from previous winners of the World Cup. like the Argentines, the Spanish, the German team. They just play. If you have a strong midfield, you play to the strength of your midfield. If you have a strong attack, you just have to go with the flow. I just think the Brazilian team, even the games they've won, they struggled. We just don't want to admit it. They struggle. They are not that. They are not all that as we claim they are yet. So I just think the Norways overpower them as a unit.
Yeah, thank you. Let me just drop my own. What I think about that Brazil and Norway match, I feel like the team that won are the team that need the match the most. Because from the first 5 minutes of that game, from the first 5 minutes, we all remember that Norway scored a goal that was ruled out for offside. So if you look the match, I think Norway are more on the ball than Brazil. Brazil was just those Brazilians are just focusing on counter attack. They believe in their counter attack. They want to go with counter attack. So and I think you can't allow your opponent, regardless of the counter attack you want to play, but I don't think like a normal coach should just allow his opponents to be on the ball that much. If you don't have quality players, we understand that you don't have quality players that can hold the ball, change game for you. But you have Brazil have quality players. They have bigger names than Norway. But at the end of the day, they allow Norway to be comfortable. And Norway being comfortable, the only chances the clear chances they need, Alan utilized both chances. So so I just feel like this Brazil is not the Brazil we used to know actually. This Brazil is not the Brazil we used to know. We growing up, we know those Brazil that whenever they come to the World Cup, bro, the whole world will be shaking. Once you see the likes of Delima, Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, Roberto Carlos, Kaká, those big names, then the world will be shaking. Like Brazil is coming to the World Cup. But now, Brazil going to the World Cup just feel like Nigeria coming to the World Cup, just a regular country that we know they are not going to win it. That is how it feels to me now. Brazil, this current Brazil coming to World Cup just feel like a normal African team going to the World Cup. The world is more scared of Morocco at the moment than Brazil. They are more scared of Morocco than Brazil at the moment. So I feel like Ancelotti still need a lot to do. I don't want to talk about the selection. I don't want to talk about this thing. So let's talk about we'll cover two. So because I don't think we need to talk about France that much because we know France is going to win eventually. But let's just cover um, England, Mexico, a match like England, Mexico. So let me start with you,
Daniel,
Cop. Yeah?
Daniel,
Yeah, I can
Daniel.
hear you. I
Before
can
I
hear you.
answer that question, yeah, it is high time that big names will not win trophy again. Obviously, honestly, big names will not win trophies again. See, the moment Messi and Ronaldo leaves football, big names will not win trophies again. You see, right now, if somebody mentions and say Ronaldo is in this team, wallah, you go fear. They say Messi is in this team you are playing against, you be scared. But hey God, the kind of talents that are coming into football right now, just imagine. Let me use for example now. This okay, a lot of people said that Morocco, this Moroccan team, people know them already, Sha. Yeah, we've seen them play already, but country like Mexico, yeah, Mexico played ball. Oh. Let's not take out what Mexico did. Mexico played good football from their first game to the fourth game that they play um with England. But unfortunately, England, like you said, England had superstar players, and this is what really annoys me the most about football. That there will be time that you'll be looking for these players to do their best but they will ghost. People like Bellingham, he's the king of ghosting. Let's not even start. If Bellingham wants to ghost in a match, you cry to your father in heaven to release this boy's spirit to play good football. But Mexico started the World Cup very well. Another team that really surprised me was USA. USA play good football. Oh. Let's not take out that part just because Donald Trump made a call and there was a corrupt move and stuff like that. So what I'm trying to say before I get into this Mexico and England match is that there will be a time that they will mention Mbappe, nobody will be shocked. There will be a time that they will mention somebody like Yamal, nobody will be moved. They'll just say, let him come. We are ready for him. Let him come. Because football is not about names now. You see a little kid come out from England or Spain and will play you football that big game players cannot do. So that's for that. Then for I don't know why I like calling them Mexico. Those boys, they if we were to use who played the match most to win a match, it would have been Mexico. Mexico did everything they could in that match. Like even if I had to sleep that day because I had court session very early the next morning, so I had to just sleep around 10 after the first match. But when I woke up to watch the highlights, I understood that there is one player in that team that I really like, which is Raw Jimenez of Fulham. That guy really terrorized England. But the point fact is that Pickford, the England number one, he will never step down from that place. I don't know. This is one of the reasons why Everton will never go to relegation. Everton can never be relegated because of Pickford. They have their best player there. So, but there is something I wanted to say about that Mexico team. Now, Mexico team plays football like every other American team, like all those Colombia, Argentina. They are very relentless, and if they want to run, they can run the whole 90 minutes without getting raised. But England came out with there is this speed there England used. They have Hurricane, they have Gordon. Since this World Cup started, Gordon has been missing. But that match, Gordon came out. Gordon played one of the best football in that match. He assisted, I think. But Mexico, I think they forgot the fact that when you play teams like England, that almost everybody team, even the ball boy in that team, is a superstar. Yes, I will not say world class, but everybody in that team did well. So you will not you tend to forget that this kind of team can change their formation in between the game. They can change everything and play what you are bringing to them. England started that match in a low force. Mexico really played most. Let me use most, not more. But unfortunately, what I wanted to even ask was that what if Mexico scored earlier than England? We all know that everything would have changed in that match. If it was Mexico that scored 2 goals, just like what Bellingham did for England, I'm not sure England would have won that match. So I think they started fast, but they did not start clinically. They should have started to score a goal, not just to possess and possess and possess without scoring. All their chances went off the bar. Pickford, oh god, that guy, I don't know. If he leaves that team to any team in the world, they should just be blessed because he's not even growing old, just like the Gea that year. So Mexico started well, but I pity the way the stuff ended. And obviously, I've been supporting England part of my heart though, but Mexico displayed one of the best host nation games ever in the World Cup. I know other teams have been doing it, but I still pray that Allah should knock out this England team. Not because they did not carry my Trent Alexander, but nah, 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 nah. I want them to go back home. They are our colonizers. They don't deserve it. They should go back and relax and watch the World Cup. Yes, that's what I want to say.
Yeah, thank you. Mula, your take.
The England Mexico match. It's almost the same with what I said about Brazil Norway, about a team being more clinical. Mexico outplayed England in that match. Attacking wise, chances created. Mexico had over 20 shots in that match. England had just 5. And England, from the 5 shots they had, 5 of them were on target. The over 20 shots Mexico had, just I think 4 or 5 of them were on target. So you could see where the clinicality I'm talking about comes in. And once again, individual brilliance. This part of the competition, this is where your best players, your good players, and your great players need to rescue you. When the team seems to be lagging behind, these are the players you expect to step up, and make the difference. England had over 10 blocks from those 20 something shots Mexico gave to them, and kudos to them. kudos to England, yeah, for starting the match fast. The two goals from Bellingham partially killed the game. You know, it partially killed the game. The red card from Kwanzaa almost wanted to make the game look like okay, might have a chance. The penalty from Harry Kane just killed it once again. So it's this part of the World Cup. Every team needs to come correct. I keep on saying it. Every team needs to come correct. You are not going to be hoping for luck this time. You know, there are no second chances here. It's not the group stage anymore where okay, you fall short and you try to look up to the next match. If you don't get it right, if you don't come correct, you are going home. So that was the case of Mexico. And I really enjoyed watching them from the inception of the to this World Cup. You know, Mexico has been very, very dominant. They have been playing very good football, but football is football. It's a clear sport. We all know that. So it was sad to see from Mexico, but then again, football is football.
So, VR,
Yep.
let's get your take on the Mexico and England match.
Okay. Cobb somehow overhyped England. He was like, and you need to know when you're playing against England, everybody they're all superstars. Boom, 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 bro. We all need to know that this is the first time you have seen England this serious. Understand that? England now have the right manager tactically, and the manager is just like a mentality, like he's mentally there. Understand? Just like what he did to Chelsea when he came in. Chelsea was in disaster. You know, we were running down the drain. We were having a very terrible season. And he came in. He said, "Yeah, I'm here to be the team that nobody will want to play against." That same thing is doing in England when when you go when you watch clips of the dressing room after the matches in this World Cup, you will see the way they're celebrating and the way he's there, like he's giving them this motivation. He's giving them this belief that they can win it. He's giving them this belief that yes, we have the players, we have the best striker, we have one of the best center attacking midfielder, if not the best so far. So we have what it takes to win this World Cup. We have every position covered. Every position have two or three players there, you know, that and have that quality. When you go to the right wing, you have Saka. Left wing, you have Gordon and Rashford. You know, England, um, they have the quality, but it's not just the quality. The manager alone, you know, he's a big influence in this England team. England, for the past 10 years, we have never seen England this serious, you know, in a competition. And we need to give the manager the credit. And against you know, Mexico, they brought in that motivation, you know, and the key players there, Harry Kane and Jude Bellingham, they showed their quality. Jude Bellingham showed why he's been known as one of the best in his field. Last season, Jude Bellingham was not that fit and he was playing out of position. The role that he was being given, you know, it's not the role that he played during his first season in Real Madrid. He was playing more up front, you know, he was given more freedom to crash into the box. But after that season, like Real Madrid was not trying to, you know, to make him replace Toni Kroos, you know, let him be the distributor, and it affected his season more. So Thomas Tuchel have seen what Jude Bellingham does best, how he influences the game, just by allowing him to crash into the box, to have more freedom in attack. Just tell him if he can score the goal, just go in and score the goal. As long as you come back and help defend when we are not with the ball, and that's what they have been doing perfectly. I think England have what it takes to win this World Cup. I see England as the only team that can go band for band with France. So I think that's all I can say for now.
Foka, let's get your take. Maybe you agree with VR or not.
Yeah,
Let's get your take.
yeah. I mean, it was a spectacle of a match, really. Interestingly, I saw a report that the boys in red and white might need to consume quite a number of Viagra for them to be able to perform at that level, because apparently Viagra sort of helps your lung condition, because obviously we all understood the condition of the stadium being at about more than 2,000 meters above sea level, and at that height, there's always less oxygen in the air, right? But I think that we need to give kudos to the boys in red and white. They really soaked up a lot of pressure, like Muller outrightly mentioned. the Mexican side had about 20 shots, and the boys in red and white had less, tremendously less, right? And they were able to be clinical still, right? About 6 shots or so, and they were able to convert, three. So I think they deserve a kudos in that regard as well. Because yes, it was quite a very tough match. They were, at no point were they behind, right? Even though there was also a red card in the game as well. And again, like I said, I think they managed the game really well. The Mexican side had a lot of possession in that game, with the boys in red and white with about 30% possession thereabouts overall in the match. And to come out, with a victory, I think they need to be, considering the conditions as well, I think they need to be saluted, in that regard. So, yeah, it was a very great watch, honestly, and a tough match for the English side.
Yeah, I don't have anything to say because I actually agreed with everybody's point. So I understand VR wants England to win the World Cup. Every one of us here, our clubs is based in England, but me, I have a team that I support. So the team that I support, we are going to talk about how the greatest of all time, Argentina, came from 2-0 down at 78 minutes and end up winning the game. Please, let me
Your
start
greatest of all
from
time, not the greatest of all time. Your greatest of all time.
yes. Thank you. So give me your take, VR, about Argentina and Egypt match.
First, I will start with the word robbery. Robbery. Argentina were given the ladder, by the officials to climb and win the match. They they didn't have what it takes to do that comeback against Egypt. We also how the match was going. We also how Egypt dominated Argentina in the first half. First 60 minutes of that match. Argentina didn't have what let me say they were lost. But so the referee were now like, okay, how about we lend them some hand? How about we start making some decisions? We also saw so many tackles that Argentina players made. We also saw the tackle that this Tottenham captain, their defender uh, Romero, he made on Mohamed Salah with his two legs. He didn't go for the ball. He went for the leg, but they didn't, see it as a foul. No yellow card, no red card. Just keep playing. We also saw how Egypt scored a goal, a very clean goal. They had to take it back to a foul that we don't even see as a foul. That was not a foul. So many professionals have seen it and they have said it. That was not a foul. Them canceling Egypt goal. Egypt still went on to score on that goal. They saw no. Like we have to do more than enough. They started bringing in more bad officiating, and that's why right now they are investigating the FIFA president. They are investigating his administration because the noise have been too much. After that Egypt match, other matches that everyone have been complaining, the noise have not been as much as it have been for the past few hours after the Argentina versus Egypt match. So right now, if they keep on doing this injustice, it's going to bring a lot of harm to football, and especially it might affect Argentina World Cup reputation.
Yeah, VR, are you there? Are you still talking?
No. Like I don't have much to say because all I have to say is robbery, robbery, robbery. Like you need to understand. I don't have much to say.
Okay. Mula, what's your take?
I am short of words, I'm hearing what VR said. I'm short of words. Where do I even start from? Now, you say robbery, robbery, robbery. Your name is VAR, and you are still feeling that Argentina was robbed. That's a very
VR,
big
VR,
me.
not A.
Okay, VR. Okay, I thought it was VAR. Okay, you are lucky with that. But then again, you said robbery. If not for if this World Cup doesn't have any good reputation, The only good thing that we could say or we can pinpoint out from this World Cup is the officiating. Do you understand? The officiating has been arguably spotless, and spot on. Now, when you say robbery, it's also good to understand the rules of engagement with these different scenarios. Taking, for example, the incident with Portugal and Croatia. When you say robbery, did you say Croatia was robbed with that previous experience with Portugal? No, you won't say they were robbed. Do you understand? I don't also feel Croatia was robbed because there are technicalities when you factor in these scenarios. The ball comes to Vega. I'm talking about the Portugal Croatia incident now. The ball touches Vega. Rightly, on normal circumstances, that automatically starts a different phase of football, irrespective of what had happened prior to that. But then again, where the technicalities or the intricate part comes in now is when you factor in, was he making a deliberate or intentional move towards the ball? Do you understand? So that's where you begin to say, okay, yes or no. Now you're talking about the robbery with Egypt, saying there was no foul or they scored the goal and they had to take the ball back to. It is simple. The rule of engagement. If there is a foul on the player leading to the opponent's attack and scoring a goal, it can be reviewed. The referee, when it happened in real time, did not see that as a foul, but his attention was called onto it, and he realized that okay, the player of the Egyptian player stepped on Martinez. Anywhere around the field, any league around the world, that is a foul. A player stepping on a player with the studs is a foul. It will always be a foul. So when that happened and that same action is leading to the goal, it is automatically going to cancel the goal. So everybody in their right senses, bias apart, should also understand that that is never a robbery. I don't see that as a robbery. The officiating team didn't see that as a robbery. So if you all decide to see it as a robbery, that's fine. Okay. Then talking about the incident on Salah. Who was that? That should be Alvarez. Alvarez had already clearly picked out the ball from Salah's leg and moved on. Salah had already lost the ball and fell down. How is that a foul? Or should I say, how is that a robbery? Kudos to Egypt after the goal from the Martinez foul was cancelled. They were able to get the second goal. We should be more bothered about the way African teams get to lose concentration towards the end of the match and not being able to hold their leads, and scale through this phase of the competition. That is where I believe we should be more concerned about. If you can cry robbery from now to tomorrow and it will not say change the verdict. Were the officials wrong with what they did there? For me, no. If for someone else, yes, kudos to you. The result is gone. The match is gone already. We cannot waste time or try to drag it as much as we can drag it. So I'm hearing about the investigation on FIFA president. Good luck with that. I hope you guys find peace at the end of the day. So football is football. You cannot have a 2-goal lead and you are crying like a baby that you are robbed. You cannot be robbed. The incident had happened. You scored a second goal. So you are still 2 goals ahead. You can't cry robbery when you are already still 2 goals ahead. Do you understand? So if you decide to take bias away, you would clearly see there was no robbery in the match. It happened. Football happened. And for the majority of the match till when Argentina scored the first goal, Argentina were actually struggling. And I believe it was a tactical problem because they played the match without a left winger. The right wing already has been depreciated to an extent with Messi playing there. Messi no longer he doesn't attack as much as every other team member attacks. So that alone is already a weak point in the defense for the team. So not having somebody over on the left wing too was also kind of created created an imbalance in the team, which I believe Scaloni, who is a tactical mastermind, will look into and find a way around it. So up to that point, Argentina were struggling. They were seriously struggling, and they happened to now face Egypt, who I've been saying became clinical. They didn't get lots of chances, but the few ones they got, they took them. So kudos to Argentina. You lots can keep crying as long as you want to cry or as much as you want to cry, but the truth remains. The reality stands. You can always decide to lick your wounds, or you can decide to chin up and move on to the next phase. So Argentina, the match was a very crazy match. I lost my voice yesterday. I'm surprised that I can even still speak clearly today. It brings back the point I brought out when I was talking about Portugal. As much as Messi is also a deficient to the team because of his pace and his press. Because if you watch the Argentina football, the first phase of press starts from the attackers. They are going all at you, all out, a very heavy high press. When you get to beat that first press from the front three, they are meeting Rodrigo De Paul, McAllister, and Enzo at the middle, the second phase of the press. If you're able to beat that one, you are meeting some other guys behind. So the way Argentina plays, they press so hard. So Messi already shakes the first phase of the press. Do you understand? So when you have somebody like Messi who's not that fast again and is causing you problems because he doesn't have that pace to track back, you still have him on the pitch because of his understanding of the game, because of his creativity. Compared to Ronaldo, Ronaldo is someone who has to stand and wait for the ball to come. Messi, when he doesn't have the ball, he moves away, he moves around, he scans the pitch. When he gets on the ball, he tries to create chances. So it's sad that the Argentina team is still trying to depend on a 39-year-old man to play effectively as a team. It's sad. Yes, I love the team. I love the Argentina team, but it's sad that without Messi, they cannot hold water. And it's something that they really need to look into. But then again, if you still have a pinnacle of football in the person of Messi in your team, you have to keep on milking him as much as you can till he decides to say, okay, I'm done with you guys. And Messi once again showed why he's the greatest of all time yesterday with the assists and also giving that sweet banger of a second goal to equal the game. And thank God for the brilliance of Lato Martinez to cross the goal ball to Enzo Fernandez, my Chelsea boy, finally getting a goal in tournament. And if you observe the play, Messi ought to have received the ball from the defender. I forgot who picked the ball up. Okay, I think that was Alvarez. Alvarez was on the ball after collecting it from Salah. Normally was supposed to give the ball to Messi. Messi was free. No one was marking him. But Messi signaled him, say, give the ball to Martinez. So you can see the importance of somebody like Messi in your team. Dictating the gameplay even on and off the ball. So let's appreciate greatness when we see it and try not to cry so much when there's no reason to cry. That's all I have to say about the match. I'm hoping to get a good match against Switzerland. I'm grateful though I'm not able to get the win, but we'll move on forward. Vamos
So,
Argentina.
Cup, let's get your take. Salah is your legend.
So Salah is here, Messi is here. But before I even start to say what I wanted to say, now Via, you said something about that stepping on a player is a foul. I really love the Premier League. There is nothing you will do in this life, in the Premier League, that will not be documented. I remember there was a particular match that Lafia was stepped on. Can you recall that match? They scored against Chelsea, but it was from a foul. Can you recall? They stepped on one of your players. I think it was Lafia. They stepped on him on the midfield. Either Lafia or Chaluba. Either Lafia or Chaluba. Is it Chaluba? But it was either a defender.
Chaloba.
Okay.
Chaloba.
Thank
I
you.
think that happened against Fulham.
Hey, thank you. It's still there fresh for our memory. Now, when they say that they should not cancel that goal, a lot of people read, he's a fan. Chelsea fans were almost the whole of Twitter. They were jumping around, and we kept quiet. This is the same thing that happened in the World Cup. A foul is a foul. Let's not use because of one thing that happened. We want to rule the other thing. Just like someone said on Space on Twitter yesterday, that if you use another wrong to cover another wrong, you are not going anywhere in life. Just let's let it go. VR, we understand how you felt. Yeah, but a foul is a foul. I don't really have so much to say about this Egypt and Argentina match because unfortunately, apart from Morocco, every other African team has been messing up when it comes to holding on till 90 minutes. I mean, we see the likes of Senegal. Senegal alone, they paid me pass. 85 minutes, just 5 more minutes. Let's say with extra time 10. You cannot hold on for 5 minutes. Belgium wipe your ass in 5 minutes time. It was so annoying. Like we were all expecting extra time. So that's exactly the same thing that Egypt did. And I noticed that Mo Salah went into that match with injury. That's why you did not even see Mo Salah at all. He was just, in fact, he was playing that middle too. He was the center forward midfielder. He was playmaking. Salah was zero. So I did not even expect much from Egypt. But when they scored those 2 goals, I was like, oh wow, let's see if we can get an upset. But unfortunately, um, the greatest of all time. When Messi is in your team, it is very difficult to defeat that guy. I don't know how he does it, but God, obviously. You see that goal that Romero scored? I respect that goal. Though he took VAR close to 5 minutes before they gave us the offside line. I don't know whether they were doing they were photoshopping, they were editing it to less possible. The moment Messi scored the equalizing goal to make it 2-2, God, there was this change in everything in the field. It's as if they were waiting for Messi to score. That is just it. They were just waiting. If it was Messi that scored that goal instead of Romero, you would have seen they would have still won that match. They were just waiting for their Oga to open the door, let them enter. Everywhere is scattered. So I don't want to talk about robbery because everybody in this life has benefited from robbery in football, whether in club level or in country level. So I'm not going to come and hold Argentina or the president, whatever they're doing. But if other countries keep on allowing Argentina or any other European side or American side to keep doing this thing, it will not really make sense because everybody, we were already expecting Egypt to win. Like, I had to just fuck up. I was like, nah, Egypt don't win this match. Nothing they won't do. The next thing I saw 2-2 and I saw 3-2. They don't even allow me to enter extra time. Like, they don't even give 2 fucks about extra time. They just wanted to fuck with you in 90 minutes and you go home. They don't want to do that thing in extra time and chase themselves. So Egypt started that match very well. In as much as, of course, nobody in that Egyptian team is below 34 years. Everybody is 34 plus. Big boys. Those are male, family male. Argentina, we have Alvarez that is 21 also. Enzo Fernandez 22. Small boys, but they outclassed them. But Egypt really tried, but I don't like this thing African countries are doing the World Cup. They are not holding to the end. It's very, very annoying. Cape Verde tried too. It did not happen. Nothing happened. Cape Verde, in fact, it was Cape Verde match and Egyptian match. This Egypt match now. Cape Verde was more interesting than this one because they really, really terrorized Argentina to the core. Those things that came up, those things that happened, nobody saw it coming. They even played, I think they played to extra time, right? So Egypt tried their best. Make Mosala come to go Saudi. Yes, he's my go-to. He's my England coach, but Messi is in my heart too. And to talk about how they played the football match, Messi was not in that match, and I will keep saying it again. I think the fact that Messi keeps missing penalties in this tournament is trying to prove a fact. He's trying to prove a point that he does not want penalties to be who he is. I don't know if that is what he has in mind or if it's just a total miss. But because it's so obvious, he missed the last time and they won the match. He missed yesterday too and they won. There is something going on. Maybe he's just that trust he has in his teammates and the trust he has in himself that I'm going to turn things around without a penalty. And it happened. I respect them for that, but when they don't try out with team way sabi, because if they try out with team way sabi, Argentina will collect. But congratulations to Messi and his teammates. And that last goal, that is the Enzo Fernandez I know. That is the Enzo I know. He's not just a central midfielder. He can also put the ball in the back of the net. And Lautaro Martinez did well. He came from the bench even after all the noise that were in the social media that the coach had to Scaloni, right? He had to just change him and start Alvarez so that people can rest because the hop row was too much in social media. They were saying, why are you keeping Alvarez? Alvarez is more clinical than this boy. Let's drop this man. And they did. Alvarez did not really do anything. He even committed a foul. That is the foul that people are shouting right now. That it should have been a foul. It should have been a foul. So the coach knew what he was doing. But if you wanted to use the way the game started to tell who won that match, Egypt should have won because they started well. Imagine scoring 2 goals over Argentina. 2 goals. It should have been 3 goals, actually. So yeah, that's just what I feel. I'm done talking.
So
Mm.
let's just head up to prediction for the quarterfinal. Prediction.
Okay. This Switzerland, I'm not saying Switzerland is bad though. I'm not saying them bad, but they'll soon be going home. I love Akanji. He's a Lagos boy. I love him. But nah. They struggled. I think the fact that they played that match to 90 minutes against Colombia is because Colombia. I was even shocked to see James Rodriguez in that match. I'm like, yeah, this guy still they play ball. Wow, he's not growing old. Colombia is one of the best attacking side in this tournament, just like Mexico, and they ended up going home. But Switzerland, I did not really see anything they played. They had a good defense and a good midfield. I mean, Shaka, Granit Shaka is one of the best central midfielders right now. Is he a DM or a central midfielder? Okay, he was carrying that team, but Switzerland they go house. Unfortunately, they have to because because there is nobody that will stop this Argentina team after they've passed through all these puddles.
So
Yeah.
what's your scoreline? Switzerland and Argentina.
Switzerland, Argentina, right?
Yeah.
My scoreline, to be very honest, Switzerland has a very good defense. It will be like a 2-0 because if they cannot score against Colombia, and I don't think they'll be able to score against Argentina. So it will be a clean sheet. What I
Okay.
see
Good one.
for Switzerland, Argentina. Then for the God Alan, there is no way person go tell me for this life say Alan no go score England. Alan will score England. So I don't know how that match is going to be, but that will be the most anticipated quarterfinals in this tournament because there is no how that boy will not score Pickford. He has been scoring Pickford back to back now. So for England and Norway, I see a penalty shootout. That's what I'm saying. I see a penalty shootout because Harry Kane must surely score. But I see a penalty shootout in that match. That will be the first penalty shootout for Norway. That will be the first penalty shootout for Norway in this tournament. Then for France, Belgium, right?
France, Morocco.
Eh, France, Morocco. Sorry. I don't want to talk anything about that one. Let me just. I don't want to be. I don't want to start thinking too deep because I feel France may go. Honestly, I don't know. Morocco may make it to the final. Morocco is very solid. And then for Spain, Belgium, right? Spain, Belgium. Make Trossard just retire now. What is he doing? It's just that if they keep doing this thing they do and bringing Lukaku. Lukaku is one of the most underrated strikers right now in this tournament. He keeps shocking people. His kind of goal is always annoying, but he keeps doing it. So that's what I feel. That's my scoreline. and Norway, England will reach a penalty shootout. Spain will eliminate Belgium, and France, Morocco. Morocco may go next, and then Argentina will sweep Switzerland. That's it.
Yeah, good one. Foka, let's get your prediction quick.
On Argentina, Switzerland, right? Again,
Cover
yeah, Messi
everything.
has been
Yes, the
great.
fourth fixture.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, Messi has been great. It has been a beautiful ride, so far. I personally will be rooting for again, which
Sorry,
I'm very
I
much in
didn't hear
doubt of
you.
my
Sorry,
prediction,
Fuka.
though.
Fuka, I
Sorry.
didn't get you. You said what Messi what? I didn't get that part. Come again. You said
Yeah, yeah.
Messi
I
has
think
been
I
what?
said Messi has been great throughout the competition,
Who has
right?
been great?
Oh, all right. Okay. All right. Yeah, that was good. So yeah, I personally will be rooting for Switzerland to knock out Argentina. All right, I would say a 2-1 win for Switzerland. Even though I'm very much in doubt, of that prediction, but I need to, based on stanship, I need to do that for the Ronaldo fan base. Yeah, so Switzerland to knock out Argentina, and then Norway, England. I think it will be a very tough match because the defensive line, I believe, of England, through Alan's time in the English Premier League, right? He has bested them. Konsa, Spence, is it Spencer or Spence? And then the other guy, right? So even John Stones and co. Oh, that's his teammates anyway. So yeah, I think that there might be. I'll say a 2-1 win for England. I think I'll say 2-1 win for England, and then Spain, Belgium. So far, they haven't conceded any goals. Uh, I think it might change in this encounter. So I'll probably say a 3-1 win for Spain, and then France, Morocco. And this is tough. This is tough. I've personally been rooting for the Moroccan team, and I think they've done well so far. But I think this would probably be the end of the road for them, right? And I think that France would definitely come out in that match, definitely winning, probably by 3 goals to 1 as well in favor of France. So those would be my predictions for the quarterfinals.
Okay. Stamula, let's get your prediction.
So England, Norway. FIFA has been giving us Argentina lots of scripts to act. So I want them to give us another script. So Norway to beat England 2-1. This is a biased take, but it's what it is. Norway to beat England 2-1. For France, Morocco, I believe Morocco will be extra motivated to play that match because of the previous clash, the last World Cup, the semi-finals. So, for my African brothers, I believe Morocco can do that for me. So Morocco to win the match 2-1. It's going to be a tightly contested match. So, but I still believe Morocco can do it for me. So Morocco to win that match 2-1. What other match? Spain, Belgium. It's going to be an easy win for Spain. I don't think Belgium has enough to withstand what Spain is going to bring to them on that day. So Spain to win Belgium 3-0. Then finally, Argentina, Switzerland. Argentina needs to sit up as fast as possible. I mean, they really need to do that. So it will not be an easy win because I believe Switzerland will still want to set up with a heavily defensive setup and playing the low blocks and all. So I'm going to give it to Argentina 2-0. Argentina to win Switzerland 2-0. Those are my predictions.
Thank you. Maguire, let's get your prediction quickly.
Yeah, well, for me, I think the big boys are going to definitely go through now, apart from England. Every big boy is going to go through apart from England. I see Norway defeating, like I always say, I see Norway defeating England. They are going to crumble this time around. The Vikings are going to excel. Um, Spain will surely defeat Belgium. And Switzerland is no match for Argentina unless we want to deceive ourselves. Switzerland is no match for Argentina. Then France Morocco, that will be the game, the real game. Don't write anybody off for that game. Expect the unexpected in that game. So that's just what I have to say. Expect the unexpected. That's my prediction.
Okay, let me just give my prediction real quick. Let me start with Belgium and Spain. So I don't want like so far Spain has been the most defensive team. Well, though we don't expect that from them. We expect Spain to be more of an attacking side that score goals. But what we've seen in this World Cup so far, Spain is actually playing like how will I call it? Like I think Spain is actually playing this Arsenal pattern that they won the league with 1-0. They are okay. 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, they are okay. So I see Spain winning that match because Spain will dominate the possession. They will be in charge of the ball all time. So I see Spain winning 1-0 or 2-0, 2-0, 1-0. Yes. And the match I think the toughest match for me to predict is Norway and England. That would be a very, 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 very tough match. A tough match. So it's also a match for us to look out for aside Morocco, France. Norway, England will be, I think we see a surprise. Like we're going to get an upset from that match. An upset. A terrible thing might happen in that match. But I see Ireland netting in that game. But let's see, I'm giving a 2-2 draw, 2-2 draw, and Norway we edge them in penalty. So Argentina, Switzerland. Yeah, as the greatest of all time fan. So I feel like Argentina and Scaloni need to step up. Like they need to step up this time because I don't think you going down 2-0 against an European team. I don't think that will work. Like if we can go down against an African team and come back, I don't see that working against an European team because European teams know how to do game manage. And what Switzerland did against Colombia yesterday, I feel like they are ready to face any team coming from the South America. But the difference is Messi. Messi will always be the difference. But I want them to be physically ready and mentally ready for that match. They should forget what happened between the match of Cape Verde and Egypt. Their focus should be on that Switzerland. So my prediction for that match is 3-1, but I don't see Argentina getting a clean sheet. It's 3-1. So Morocco, France, African Unite. I'll stand by Morocco. Like you guys say, like from the beginning of our podcast, I said I don't see France going beyond quarter-final. I think this is the end of the road for France, actually. Yes, we know they defeated the Morocco team in semi-final of the last World Cup 2022, but I don't see that happening this time. Now we have a more improved and more experienced Morocco team, a team that is on like they have this hunger in them, like this ginger, like we can see what they've been doing in this World Cup so far. So I see the match playing 1-1 and Morocco winning the match through penalty kick. It would be a very good penalty kick because we have the like of Man Megan, a good PK stopper, and Bono, the best goalkeeper coming out from Africa. No disrespect to Vicente Yama, but in the recent year, Bono has been the great, like one of the best, I mean the best goalkeeper coming out from Africa. I don't want to disrespect Vicente Yama, but we've been seeing what Bono has been doing in club level and Morocco. He's one of the great short stopper out there. So I see Morocco edging like winning in penalty. So that's my own take. That's my own take though. So let me see the our last topic on the agenda. Last topic on the agenda is a question I want to ask everybody. Is Harry Kane the best striker in the world at the moment? That's just my question.
Yes, yes.
Okay. By fact, is this stat or
Yeah, anybody can go. Like we can talk.
Yes,
Like
he is.
okay, let me
Yes, he
just
is. I
call.
think there's much to emphasize on that. I think he's the best striker in the world right now.
What about you, Cole? Is
Um,
Harry Kane the best striker in the world at the moment?
If we are using stats, he is, oh, honestly. Let's not joke. Because I think he has scored more World Cup goals right now, right? Like, I mean, in the entire, like, if they want to count most World Cup goals, not in this tournament, though. Is it something like that? I mean, is it for only country? But apart from that, I think Harry Kane has really. There is no argument on that one, I beg. And the funny part is that he's one of the best. He's one of the best right now when there's still Messi and Ronaldo. So I give him full respect for that. Honestly, he know easy to score so much goals and be that clinical as a striker. Even though he's playing in German league, of course, but Hurricane deserves what is happening to him right now because he was in a club that did not win anything for years. He suffered. He worked so hard for this. So yeah, I think he is obviously.
So I liked what you ended with. He's playing in a better team now than he was playing before. So it shows that playing in the right system also brings out a player's potential. So I would not say he's better. I would say he's on the same level for now with Mbappe. I won't pick Mbappe over Harry Kane, neither would I pick Harry Kane over Mbappe. They're the two most prolific, most dangerous strikers right now we have in world football. That's my
yeah.
opinion.
So yeah, I personally, I don't think he's the best striker at the moment, but I think he's one of the best. But if the question is, maybe we need to break down the roles of a striker and then the roles of a centre forward. But I personally think Harry Kane is the best at the moment centre forward there is in world football. The way it links up play, and it's okay, right? Not scoring goals. We've seen him play his best game or one of his best game, creating play from deep, right? He goes all the way down to the midfield to create space, to link up with his players. Like I said, he's also a very great chance creator. You'd see him, springing passes all the way from midfield, but I personally don't think he's, the best striker in world football at the moment, but I think he's the best center forward in world football right now.
Uh, I think we completed our agenda for today already. Cobbs,
But
it's nice
can
to
you
have
guys
you
hear
here
me?
today with us. VAR did not finish the VR of VR. I don't know, it did not finish the whole thing with us. So thank you all for being here today. And to our subscribers, continue to like, share, and subscribe. Please share, and put your comments in the comment section as well. Thank you all for joining the live, please.